Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I normally, if I'm at home about this time of the day or night, I'm outside and I'm reflecting on the day that was, and I love it. I really and truly love being out there at the end of the day and sitting by the fire and having the heat from that and just reflecting. But you can't always have things the way you want. And that's where you figure out ways to adapt to what you need. Voila. I don't feel the heat. I hear the crackle. Don't get the smoke. But I think this is actually pretty good. Today has been a long day. I was up before 6 this morning. They were calling for these bad rainstorms and stuff, and I've got to get this place done by Thursday for an inspection. And so I had 60 yards of carpet that I bought from my carpet wholesaler. I had 4 cabinets that I had to build, and I need to get all this stuff on the truck. It's cloudy. It rained yesterday, and putting 12-foot rolls of carpet on a truck that has a 6.5-foot bed is not a good thing, especially when you got to drive 150 miles on interstates. And so you have to find a way to make this happen because it was going to rain. So I got some 10-foot decking boards and put those on the truck. I got some 25-foot by 10-foot rolls of like 4 mil plastic. So when we put the rolls of carpet on there, that we could tape it all together close. So in case it does rain, at least it's got plastic on it. And then put the cabinets on the back of the truck too. Loaded it up. We were lucky because we only had a few sprinkles for most of the way. But we get about 30 miles away and it just starts raining like hell. Like, oh God. I've got my table saw on there, a DeWalt one that's battery. I've got miter saw that's on there, that's underneath this stuff. And I'm like, if that stuff gets wet, it's dead. And, they're not cheap tools, but you find a way. Fortunately, we got there and they were calling for severe weather and stuff. So I'm like, we got to hurry up and get the stuff off the truck. We hurried up and got it off the truck, got it inside. And then it was just like the parting of the Red Sea. The clouds just moved out and the sun comes out. Didn't see a cloud the rest of the day. So had I not gotten up so early this morning and left later, stuff wouldn't have gotten wet at all. Although I wouldn't have got here as soon as I did. And oh, forgive me. Forgive me for yawning because I've been up since 5. Um, Probably wouldn't have gotten as much work done because I laid carpet in 3 rooms in a hallway. I just had to put a piece in 2 of the closets and do 2 seams in the hallway, and it's done. And then tomorrow I can work on the cabinets and things. And so I tell you all this because you're probably bored to death. Is it's about adapting to your environment. It's easy when things are perfect and going right. It's easy. You already have a plan. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's what's going to happen. And here's how it's going to go. And you prepare for that, it's done. It's when you get the curveball in there that you really have to be able to think on your feet and find a way to succeed. It's kind of like the Marine Corps. You've got to adapt and overcome, or your ass is dead. And that's what I've always tried to do is figure out ways to adapt and overcome. So sometimes I get myself into trouble because I come up with ideas and not think about how much work is going to be involved with it. It's like the red brick house. I saw a beautiful old house that was going to be torn down, and I said, man, it'd be a shame for that thing to be torn down. It's a piece of history. It's one of the oldest masonry schoolhouses in the country. It's 202 years old. How can they destroy this? That would be a terrible thing. And most people would agree. But I didn't know it was going to mean that I was going to be the one to fix it. Be careful what you wish for. And so, Stewart is like my brother from another mother. And I've got a lot of brothers from another mother. I actually think of a lot of the YouTubers out there as like my kids. DMV is like one of my kids, E2 Blue is like one of my kids. Of course, Michael Anthony Fitness Reaction and Gig Economy. He really is one of my kids. Okay? Damn Gina. She gonna be one of my kids. And so on. I've talked about for years that Stewart, I was going to say, Stewart, I'm going to come down and meet you one of these days. And I said, when I come down, I'm going to take care of some of those little things at your house that need fixing. And he's like, man, if you could take care of this door that, it doesn't quite close right and air comes up underneath of it. And I was like, okay, sure. And with his illness and things, I feel a sense of urgency to do it. And what I thought was originally is like, maybe me and Mike will fly down there and we'll just go ahead and, do some work on it. Grew to my wife, of course, going and, then Gina and then, Brian Green's talking about going and Randy Sykes is talking about flying down with his son. And now we got a roofer that's coming over that might be, if we can get the materials together for him, who can do the roof over. And I got an email from Stewart's sister who said that there's some local contractors that can come through and help out. And now all of a sudden they've got like Mark Torres is like, I'm gonna be bringing the smoker out and we're gonna be tailgating over there at the house and we'll have after work pool party and things like that. And all of a sudden this thing is growing by leaps and bounds. And it's just like, my biggest problem is not enough time. It's just not enough time to get everything I need done. And I keep trying to work longer hours and put it in there together. Thank God I've got Mike with the Inventable machine, because that just added a whole nother layer of stuff that we do. It's already, I build cabinets and stuff, and now we're doing the different prints and things and figuring out how it's going to look and which way is the better way to do it. Thank God that he is the one who can figure out the computer software and everything, because I'm just like lost. I'm just like, give me a chisel and a hammer, and I can probably do it quicker. What?
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Well, I have a hard time following YouTube tutorials and stuff, but
That's way more.
but I am amazed and blessed by all of the great people with great hearts that are out there, because we just did a fundraiser for Faith Fight Finish, and we raised $5,600 on that. And here it is, 8 weeks later, we're trying to raise money for Stewart, and here it is, we're over $3,400 already on this, and all of you guys are truly a blessing. And so, to keep this thing going, now I got something else I got to do. I'll be working the next 3 days down here to get this place together, because this woman is just about homeless and needs a place to move to. But get back Thursday. And come Friday night, we're going to get DMV over. And we're going to have a hot wing challenge. And as we raise money for this, we're going to be eating some hot as hell
Yeah, have fun with that.
hot wings. Mike's like, I ain't going to be there. Have fun with that. Yeah. I'll have fun with that.
Yeah, you will, because it's for a good cause.
It's for a good cause. Stewart, this is the second time, man. I done burned up my insides for you, buddy. Second time. Feel like there's a special place in hell because that's what my stomach felt like. I've been cracking up. Seriously.
I was there too.
That's and when it hits you too, because the thing about when you have the hot chips, I don't know if it's the chip alone or if it's the fact that you dump a half a gallon of milk behind it. Because that milk will make you go ahead and get the runs by itself. But then you get the heat, and then you get the milk, and then my wife brought me ice cream.
Oh,
and so all of a sudden the stomach starts to rumble, and then it's like, I got to go. But you're fearful of going because I don't know if you guys have seen like an acetylene torch where you got the oxygen and the acetylene, right? And you turn the valve open and all that, and you get the striker, and also you get, and you get the big flame like that. But then you got to turn the oxygen on, which defines it so that way it really beats it up to that tight thing. But see, when you eat that chip with that milk, it's just like, just that's what it's like when you. I'm telling you, it's bad. It's real bad. All right, so the lights are all the way over. I'm not getting up to turn those lights off, but the fires are right here. I'm just gonna say good night and appreciate you guys listening to me, and thank everybody who has been donating to the Stewart Rebuild cause. Y'all are the real MVPs. Peace.